Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for taking a moment with me today. Today is our Monday Motivation, and I have been reading through the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I read this book for the first time back when I was 21 years old. And I'll admit, I reading through it, I did not get much out of it. And so I never reread it. I never really studied further some of the principles. I went into other things like Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, things like that, but never really picked this up again. Recently, about a month ago, I felt the impression to go ahead and pick it up again, and I'm so glad that I did. I have been digesting this book the last couple weeks at a level, as far as not speed, but just comprehension and insights that I've received has just blown me away. And so uh, I guess my lesson with this is never give up on a book, but especially one that's a classic like this one. So I wanted to go over in the chapter on organized planning. There is a couple of things and that I want to be able to go over. One of them is a list or a process or approach, which I know many, if not all of you have. And that's one of the things that makes me so grateful to be able to be working with each of you, is that I know all of you have high expectations for the quality of service that you give. You want to be able to also ensure that you're able to provide answers in a timely manner to potential as well as current clients. And so I'm very proud to be able to work with each and every one of you in the different capacities that I do, and work very diligently, and I try very hard to be able to mirror the service that you guys want to give to your clients. So the first one here, speaking about the plan, says your achievement can be no greater than your plans are sound. Again, your achievement can be no greater than your plans are sound. I'll just let that sink in for you. And I'm going to let you kind of think about that one. I'm not going to say really too much about it. One more time. Your achievement can be no greater than your plans are sound. I love that. So take time to ponder that and think about it. So then he talks about something called a QQS quotient or formula, and talks about this in the way of how to approach your personal service, your marketing, your the way that you execute on a day-to-day basis. And so go over this, and I feel like I'll be preaching to the choir for a lot of you, but if there's anything that you feel like you guys should be doing a little bit better, or reaching a little more in, things like that, just write it down. You don't have to act on it immediately, but write those impressions down. Ponder on those, think about those, and then execute when you feel comfortable and you feel like you have a sound plan to be able to match the level of achievement that you want to be able to have. So, one, quality of service can be construed to mean the performance of every detail in connection with your position in the most efficient manner possible, with the object of greater efficiency always in mind. All right, so doing the right things, you have certain things that you need to do as an agent. How do you do those in a very efficient way? And how do you do those in a very positive way? Okay. Part two of this QQS formula, the second Q, quantity of service. The first was quality of service. Second is quantity of service. Shall be understood to mean the habit of rendering all the service of which you are capable at all times, with the purpose of increasing the amount of service rendered as greater skill is developed through practice and experience. Emphasis is again placed on the word habit. Okay, I'm going to read that one more time. I feel like there's enough in there to think about, and you're welcome to pause this video, think about it, rewind it, all that. But I'll read it again just for repetition's sake. Quantity of service shall be understood to mean the habit of rendering all the service of which you are capable at all times, with the purpose of increasing the amount of service rendered as greater skill is developed through practice and experience. Emphasis is again placed on the word habit. All right. And then the S of the QQS, which is spirit of service. Spirit of service shall be construed, and that sounds like a terrible use of word, construed. It sounds like you're manipulating something, but spirit of service shall be construed to mean the habit of agreeable, harmonious conduct which will induce cooperation from associates and fellow employees. Again, spirit of service shall be construed to mean the habit of agreeable, harmonious conduct which will induce cooperation from associates and fellow employees. So the goal there is to be able to just work together with people. You know, even as independent agents, even as we work on our own, you know, there is still a need to be able to work with other people, whether they be agent managers, whether they be carriers, whether they be the customer service rep on the other end of the line as you're following up on an issue or a concern for a client. You just need to make sure that you're working in any way that you can. You're not a floor mat, of course. You're not the person to be stepped on and such. But you are also somebody who is not looking to make life difficult for another, which in my experience, none of you do that. But you know, you're working to find a collaborative way of doing something, not just your way or the highway, but looking at, okay, this is the situation. What are all the different options? Could we do this? Could we do that? You know, how can we work together? Um, my wife, she will just listen to me talk with customer service reps on the phone, and she's always impressed as far as that I'm able to get solutions that maybe even weren't brought up originally. But always my focus is about how can we find something, and I try to use that verbiage all the time whenever I'm on the phone with individuals. I want people to be able to feel like and know that there is a team effort involved in that. So hope you guys have a wonderful week. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to be able to be of assistance or a blessing to you. Give me a call. You got my number in the email that's attached with this link. I will look forward to hear from you, and make it an awesome week. Bye-bye.